This strange tool is something I created for myself. It's based on Arial Bold. I can do other versions if people are willing to pay me to do other versions and then allow me to sell them. So get in contact if that's what you want. But this is something that I use in my own work, which I thought may be useful for other people. If not, don't worry about it, but it's actually quite an advanced little tool. And I'm going to show you how it works. Once you've added it to your scene, it looks mad, but it's a sprite-based tool. So if you select the item and go to your sprite editor over here, you'll see that you can turn a whole load of things on and off. So for example, there's a green background, which maybe I don't want to see. There's also a red background, which I don't want to see, but also I could turn off the ellipse as well. Okay? So you can turn things on and off. Sorry, the rectangle. If I want capital letters, let's say I don't want special letters, go all the way to the bottom and I can turn off the special letters. If I don't want numbers, I can go all the way to the bottom and turn off numbers. If I don't want letters, I can go all the way to the bottom, lowercase letters, and turn off the lowercase. So I've just left with caps. If I don't want the helpers, so this and this are helpers. This is a tracking helper, so if you want to make sure items are lined up, you can use that. And by the way, these can be adjusted with the prop editor, but you can also turn them on and off. So let's say I don't need the leading one. Boom, off it goes. The reason that shows such a weird look at the beginning is you'd have to turn them on and off with the SVG editor otherwise, and that's a bit of a nuisance. What you could actually do at this stage is you could actually just create a prop of this yourself, or just, you know, drag it, save it to your custom folder, which is just for capital letters, and you could do a version for lowercase letters and for special characters and for numbers if you wanted. So you could have different versions however you wanted. You could have ellipse backgrounds or rectangle backgrounds or no background whatsoever. So if I turn that off, I've got no background at all. Okay, so the colors can all be adjusted with the SVG editor, just so that you are aware. So that's how it works. If you want to change a letter, obviously if I want to go to caps and I want to make it a W, there it is, there's a W. It's as simple as that. You just go through and change whatever you want. Okay, and if I don't want caps after all and I want lowercase, I can turn that off and I can go to lowercase and I could choose, say, a W there. And then if I turn around and say, okay, and I want to have a red background, there's my red background by clicking on that. And if I'm not happy with how they line up, that's also changeable. You can line things up elsewhere. So it is a sprite-based tool. What I advise you do is you create your first one. So let's say I'm happy with that one and I want to create a second one. Once you've created it, with it selected, duplicate it up here. So click the duplicate button, start moving it, and then hold the shift key and you'll be moving it to whatever distance you want to be. So there you go, that's now lined up for the next one. And now with that one selected, come back to the sprite editor and I can change the lowercase to whatever I want. So see, P. Now P comes off the bottom. So again, there's an issue with how big that circle is or the positioning. So you do need to have a little bit, be a bit aware of these things before you start. So P's and Q's, anything that's got a tail is going to be not work with the circle unless you change the circle. Okay, but bear in mind, you've also got B's and higher ones like F's and things that you need to be over with the top. So it's all adjustable, but get the first one right, then duplicate it. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to get the first one right.